There is a really awesome gear set in God of War that you can get pretty soon in the game from the Travelers. Really awesome hard enemies that you will encounter multiple times for this sweet reward. In this video I want to take a look at those enemies, so minor spoilers for them. Of course we also take a look at this awesome legendary armor set and I will tell you how to get it. So if you enjoy that, then a like would be super appreciated and let's go. The moment you kill the first huge knight enemy called Traveler, you will get access to their armor set in the shop, but then you will see that you need 2 special resources in order to craft them. We got the Traveler's Grizzly Trophy and the Traveler's Armor Shard, and both items are exclusive to these awesome looking enemies, so you need to kill them to be able to make this armor. I will share some tips on how to kill them and also where you can find enough of them to craft the full armor set. But first, let's take a look at this legendary armor. The chest is a total standout in my opinion, one of the most awesome looking armors in God of War. The chest, just like the rest of the sets, starts at level 4 and has both strength, defense and vitality. So really heavy on defense, but still nice that it also increases your power as well. The chest also has a special perk that slowly regenerates a protective barrier that absorbs a single attack, and that's of course really handy during battle, since it means that the first hit you take during this battle will be ignored. It will then restore slowly over time, and it's kind of hard to keep track of when it's back, since as far as I know there's no indicator that shows that the barrier has returned. So it's not really something you can rely on, but it's still nice to have for sure. The gauntlets of the Traveler give you increased melee damage with your bare hands by 6%, and that stacks up to 80%. So again, this is really nice because this armor is mostly focused on defense, but this still gives you some extra power as well. I totally recommend that you get this set. It's really awesome of course to wear as well, and you get a trophy if you craft all the 3 pieces. Like I said, you have to kill the Traveler enemies that you will face in the main story missions, but can also find in the side activities. And since you need a couple of those resources, I totally recommend that you go do these side activities in order to craft the items, because you can also upgrade this set later on, and that again requires the materials from the Travelers, so killing these Travelers enemies will always be worth it. The first Traveler I encountered can be found over here, and it might be of course that you can't access it yet, but it will be available after the bridge moved again, and you will totally know what I'm talking about when you are there. This Traveler is on level 5, a pretty tough one with a big 2-handed sword, because that is awesome. There are like slightly different versions of these enemies as well, so sometimes it will be a completely different fight. The thing is though that their armor is super powerful, so even with a ton of normal attacks, it will still take a while before you kill them. Status effects like freezing the enemy or shocking them does not really do a lot as well, so it's all about attacking a ton of time and dodging the attacks. And don't try to parry these attacks, because most of the times you really can't. They will have the red indicator. The level of the Travelers is also really important. As I told you in my tips every player should know video, enemies with a purple health bar will be way harder to beat, since they do more damage and you do less. And since these enemies are already pretty strong, it will be a pretty tough fight. So it will be smart to go to level 4 when you fight the Traveler on level 5. There is a level 3 variant over here on the map as well though, that you can access once you got the Deus Ex Machina quest, and I hope I pronounced that right. You will get that one from Brock, I think, at a certain point in the main story quest, so if you got it, then you know that you can go to this location. I don't know if you can go there earlier though. So at the end of the dungeon you need to complete, you will find a Traveler as well. Another one can be found over here, and I think this one unlocks as well after the bridge was moved. But it will be really hard to take down, because he has a shield and is also level 5. Here again it's all about dodging, focusing on his chest to deal the most damage, and then at one point it will break so you can finish him off. If you killed all the 3 I mentioned here in the side activities and did one during a main story quest, quest, you'll then have enough to craft the full armor. There will be at least one more during the main story, but then I already had the armor and more in the world as well, since you will need way more materials to upgrade the armor to level 5, for example. So yeah, when you're able to attack these travelers, totally do to get this awesome set. Subscribe for way more God of War content. I want to go in depth on all the awesome gear sets you can find in the game, and I got way more God of War content planned. Check for example my video on some combat tips. Drop a like to support the channel. I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.